This is Global Ummah Unity, faith, history, and truth in one voice.
Debunking 10 common myths about Islam in the West. Peace be upon you. Today, we're breaking down myths about Islam. Myths can create misunderstanding and fear. Let's seek clarity, understanding, and truth together. First, there's the myth that Islam promotes violence. This is dangerous and incorrect. The word Islam means peace. Killing the innocent is condemned. The Quran clearly states harming one person is like harming all humanity. Next, the idea that Muslim women are oppressed by Islam is often misinterpreted. Patriarchal systems exist, but they conflict with Islamic teachings. Islam granted women rights 1,400 years ago. The hijab, for many, represents personal dignity and faith. Now, let's address the notion that Muslims worship a different God. This is false. Muslims, Christians, and Jews all worship the God of Abraham. In Arabic, Allah means the God. Even Arab Christians use Allah in their worship. The myth that Islam was spread by the sword misrepresents history. Islam spread primarily through trade and scholarship. Places like Indonesia saw peaceful trade bring Islam. The Quran says, "There is no compulsion in religion." Moving on, the belief that all Muslims are Arabs is a misconception. In fact, only 15 to 20% are Arab. Most Muslims live in Asia and Africa, making Islam a truly global religion. Some claim that Muslims don't integrate into Western societies. This stereotype is misleading. Muslims have enriched societies for centuries. Their faith encourages ethical behavior, honesty, and hard work. Another myth is that the Quran teaches hatred. On the contrary, it promotes respect for all. The Prophet Muhammad lived harmoniously with Jews and Christians, signing treaties to protect their rights. The concept of jihad means holy war is commonly misunderstood too. Jihad translates to struggle. The greatest jihad is self-improvement. Extremist groups distort this term, but Muslims worldwide reject this ideology. Also, it's false that Islam is against science. During the golden age of Islam, scholars made advancements in various fields. Many scientific terms come from Arabic, supported by the Quran's encouragement to explore the universe. Lastly, the belief that Muslims hate the West needs clarification. Most Muslims appreciate justice, freedom, and education, aligned with Islamic values. They oppose injustice, not Western cultures or people. Why do these myths endure? Fear spreads faster than facts. We must recognize that Islam is not the enemy. It promotes compassion, honesty, and humility. Muslims are not a single group. They are diverse, dynamic, and human. Let's look beyond headlines and engage with empathy. Let's replace suspicion with curiosity. Understanding one another is essential for peace.
Exposing the reality, how Western narratives have criminalized Islam. Imagine living in a world where your identity is constantly under attack. This is the reality for many Muslims today. Where do these narratives come from? Who benefits from them? Let's uncover the truth behind the Western narrative war against Islam. First, we look at history. During colonial rule, Western powers focused on degrading Muslim identity. They depicted Islam as violent and primitive. This portrayal aimed to justify their domination. Propaganda tools like books and films painted Muslims as irrational and oppressive. Next, let's discuss Hollywood's role. Since the 20th century, films have shaped public perceptions. Muslims are often stereotyped as terrorists or greedy sheiks. A study found few films portray Muslims positively. These images seep into society, fueling fears and misunderstandings. Then, September 11th became a pivotal moment. The attacks were tragic, but so was the aftermath. Instead of separating extremists from peaceful Muslims, media painted Islam as suspect. The terms Islamic terrorism entered language, perpetuating fear. This double standard intensified Islamophobia and justified wars. Moving on, the media plays a crucial role. Mainstream outlets rarely uplift everyday Muslims. Instead, they amplify extremist voices, creating misconceptions. When crimes involve Muslims, the religion is mentioned. But when perpetrators are white, religion is downplayed. This selective reporting distorts public perception. The war on terror impacts more than just geopolitics. It's also a war on Muslim identity. Muslims face scrutiny for their attire and beliefs. Women are told their hijabs are oppressive. Men are labeled as threats. Families are divided, and communities are watched. Behind these narratives are economic and political interests. Islamic countries hold valuable resources. Their growing populations and values threaten exploitative systems. By vilifying Islam, it's easier to manipulate and invade those regions. Dehumanization is another dangerous outcome. When a group is dehumanized, atrocities become acceptable. Civilian casualties in conflicts are often ignored. Refugees fleeing danger are treated with suspicion. This moral failure leads to real-world suffering. But there's hope. Muslims are fighting back with truth. Through media, literature, and storytelling, they reclaim their narratives. Activists and scholars showcase Islam's true essence: mercy, resilience, and compassion. Social media amplifies their voices. In Western societies, Muslims contribute daily. They are doctors, teachers, and engineers. Their lives prove that Islam and the West can coexist peacefully. However, their stories often go untold. That silence needs to change. This narrative war reflects a larger social issue. Fear of the other affects various groups. Hate against one community often spills over to others. When we allow this, everyone suffers. But if we unite for truth and justice, we all rise. In summary, the issue at hand is clear. Islam isn't the enemy. Ignorance is. Hatred fuels violence, not faith. We must not let media define our understanding. Real stories come from real people. Let's engage in meaningful conversations. Let's seek knowledge and understanding. Truth doesn't shy away from scrutiny. It flourishes when we listen and learn from one another. Thank you for watching. May peace be upon you all.
Thanks so much for watching this video on Global Ummah Unity. If you learned something new today, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep uncovering the untold stories of the Islamic world. Together, see you in the next one, inshallah.